It's a beautiful sunny day in Columbia, South Carolina, which means it's perfect weather for Gamecock softball. Good evening, folks. I'm DeLude, joined by Dakota Morris, and we got a great matchup for you tonight, a non-conference matchup between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. The Gamecocks coming off of a 2-1 game series victory against Ole Miss this past weekend, but the bats were a bit quiet. Dakota, do you want to delve into that a little bit?
Yeah, they took the series with a win on Friday and Sunday, but what I saw all throughout that weekend was a lot of slow bats. They just really couldn't wake up the bats. The game on Friday, they won actually because of a walk-off walk. So the bats really didn't have much to do with that. And on Saturday, Ole Miss really woke up their bats and just came out really aggressive and weren't sitting back on pitches, and I saw a lot of that from South Carolina. They were maybe expecting more of those walks throughout the weekend, and then they were just letting good ones go right past them. So today I would like to see them get a little bit more confident at the plate and just start swinging out a lot more and start waiting back on everything.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the name of the game on this Wednesday night conference matchups, non-conference matchups. Definitely, we've seen a few run rule victories in this scenario this season for the Gamecocks. We'll see if we see that tonight against a team who the Gamecocks aren't familiar with, but they do have similar rivals as Charleston Southern played Clemson a few weeks ago, and the Gamecocks played Clemson last week and are now playing them again next week in Clemson. But we'll get back to you in a few minutes right before the first pitch, folks. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, the Gamecocks getting set to face off against the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. We actually we're a little late here, missed the first pitch. It was fouled off. And in the circle for the Gamecocks is Neely Lamb. Her last start against Wofford, she went 4 innings, no runs allowed, 2 hits and 3 walks. There, a little grounder up the first base side, flipped to first just in time for the out. Nice play there by Rhoades to get there in time, and also a good job there by Carly Shelton, able to step on the bag for out number 1.
Yeah, that was Charleston Southern's Blakely Kingsmore, who tried to slap that one, but it kind of just died right in front of the plate and made a really easy out for the Gamecocks.
Now batting second, the lefty Jordan Diamond, the sophomore from Cave Creek, Arizona. First pitch from Lamb. Chopped right to Rhoades at first for out number 2. So 3 pitches in, 2 outs for the Gamecocks. You can't ask for much of a better start than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they can save Neely Lamb's arm here, maybe she can give them a few good innings with a lot of easy outs like that.
And in her last matchup against Wofford, they definitely gave her some trouble. 4 innings pitched until Jory Hurd had to come in for relief, and now batting third for the Buccaneers is Harper Schoenweis, junior from Scottsdale, Arizona. So back-to-back Arizona kids. She's batting .267 on the year. First pitch was fouled off. Second pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. So Lamb yet to throw a ball in this inning and is now 1 strike away from an easy 1-2-3. The line to deal the pitch. Fouled off behind the plate. So Harper doing a good job staying alive here.
Yeah, and Charleston Southern's coming out really, really aggressive on this one. They're definitely the underdogs here, but that doesn't mean they're just going to roll over and give it to the Gamecocks.
And once again, we saw that last week with Wofford, a game where on paper it looked like an easy mismatch, but a 2-0 victory for the Gamecocks. So,
yeah, might be seeing something similar here today.
Lamb's pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. So a great first inning defensively for the Gamecocks, and Neely Lamb 1-2-3 up and down. And now the Gamecocks will go to work on offense.
Yeah, Neely Lamb hasn't been getting too much time in the circle this season for the Gamecocks. There's been a lot of Jory Hurd and Sam Gress, but she came out ready today, and those pitches look great, and easy 1-2-3, like you said. Hopefully she can keep that going, and we'll see how it goes.
And you mentioned the use of Jory Hurd and Sam Gress, the only 2 pitchers we saw in that whole series against Ole Miss.
Yeah, they've definitely been getting their work in the circle, so it's good to give them a little bit of a break, especially before Clemson comes up.
For sure, and leading off for the Gamecocks, we have Quincy Lilio, who's been their go-to leadoff guy all season, and she's been great, known to be a slapper with a .430 average, slugging .553 and an on-base percentage of .557. So I said it last week, and I'll say it again, if she's good at nothing if not getting on base.
Yeah, I've said this before as well. She's not the one that you expect to come up and get a home run. She has 0 home runs on the season, but she's exactly what that one-hole hitter should be. She gets on base. She lets her team see some pitches before she does that, and you can count on her to get on base and to move around the base. She's pretty quick. She does a great job on the base. So I don't see her moving out of that one hole anytime soon. She'll take a walk if she can get it, but she'll also put something on the ground and get on the base anytime that she needs to, pretty much.
Well, she'll be facing the righty pitcher Mackenzie Rutkoff for the Buccaneers, the senior from San Diego, California, with a 1-3 record, 5.75 ERA. I know Lilio, definitely a great hitter for lefty, so a good righty-lefty matchup here for the Gamecocks as we get a bit of a sandstorm going. Not too crowded for the Beckham Stadium here tonight, but it is a Wednesday night matchup. A lovely day, though. Supposed to be a bit chillier, but has warmed up as the day went on. And sun will be setting in a little bit, but we're enjoying the sun now while we have it.
Yeah, it's definitely a great day for some softball, but as you mentioned, Beckham Field's not too packed today, but all these series weekend games we've been seeing, it's been packed out. The fans are absolutely amazing. They're really showing up for this team this year, and they're really excited to see the success that the team has had this year.
So Lilio getting set to see her first pitch. That's Mackenzie Rutkoff in the circle. Her first pitch. Bit low and inside for ball 1. And Lilio just doing what she does best, taking pitches that she doesn't like. And she's drawn so many walks on the season. The 34. Second pitch she sees outside for ball 2.
Yeah, and we didn't get to see it too much in the top of the inning here, but we're starting to see the home plate umpire Eddie Hall's strike zone here.
You know, Lamb did not throw a single ball in that inning. Here's the third pitch. That one a bit high there for ball 3. So 3 pitches in, a 3-0 count, and Lilio is 1 ball away from walking and the leadoff runner getting on. Here's Rutkoff's pitch. Taking over the plate for strike 1. So got the red light on the 3-0 count. Did not look like Lilio agreed with that call, but now a 3-1 count for her.
Yeah, it looked a little bit similar to that pitch right before. It was a little bit outside, maybe a little bit high, but he decided that one was a strike this time.
So now the 3-1 pitch. Taking over the plate again for strike 2.
Great job by Rudkoff I mean, she really fell down in there with all those balls, and now she's already back in, and she's going to make Lilio work for it. She's definitely not going to give anything to her, it seems like.
It started down 3-0, and now a 3-2 count, the 3-2 pitch. Outside off the plate for ball 4. So Rudkoff battled back in the at-bat. Lilio not a single swing, and she gets a base for free.
Yeah, and something that the Gamecocks also had a problem with this past weekend with their series against Ole Miss was leaving runners on base. So it's really great that Lilio is on base now, you know, no outs, bottom of the first inning. But I would like the Gamecocks to make sure they can move her around, not leave her on base like they did so many times, especially when they get runners in scoring position.
And now up to bat for the Gamecocks is Ariana Rhoades, who takes the first pitch for strike 1. And Rhoades did not have a fantastic series against Ole Miss, as that is the story for a lot of the Gamecock players.
Yeah, she's moved up into the 2-hole spot. She usually is in 3 or 4, but after the series, she didn't see too much action from her at the plate, so they must have moved her up a little bit and putting a little bit more pressure on Carly Shelton and Lexi Winters, who did really good. Carly Shelton had a few really great clutch hits against Ole Miss this past weekend.
Rhoades took that second pitch outside for ball 1, so now a 1-1 count with a runner on first. That one swung on, hit up the middle and through for a base hit. Lilio heading for third, the throw to third. She gets the slide in and is safe. The throw was in time, but she couldn't apply the tag. A great job there by Lilio to avoid it. And then Rhoades able to advance to second base. So now runners on second and third with no outs for Carly Shelton.
Yeah, there was some great heads-up running by Lilio and Rhoades. Last week, and again, we saw a little bit of problems on the base path with some running issues and outs that shouldn't have happened, but Lilio made it around. She avoided that tag. It was there in time, but she was able to slide her foot under it. And then again, great heads-up job by Rhoades taking second base, not just being complacent with first.
And now Carly Shelton up the bat, the sophomore from Lexington, South Carolina. First pitch she sees off the plate for ball 1. So we got a 0-0 ball game. Gamecocks with 2 runners in scoring position, no outs. Carly Shelton trying to get those runners across the plate. Second pitch of the at-bat. A little low there.
Looks like that might have been off speed as well.
Yeah, no, definitely a bit of a slower pitch there from her. One of the slower ones we've seen today, and now a 2-0 count. Third pitch of the at-bat. Shelton swings on this, pops it up. Shallow outfield, it's going to drop down. Lilio will score from third. Shelton heads to second, and the Gamecocks lead 1-0.
Yeah, that was one of those hits I've talked about a lot on here again. It's not hit too hard. It's not really a great line drive hit or anything like that, but it's popped up and sits just enough in that middle area between the middle infielders and the outfielders that it's hard for the outfielders to get in, and it's hard for the middle infield to turn out and get that ball quick enough. So not really a hard hit ball or anything, but just a hard placement for the defense here. That'll allow Lilio to get home and put a run on the board.
Absolutely. Sometimes just playing that dink and duck game is exactly what you need to do to get the win. And now Lexi Winters working with 2 runners on, no outs, and a 1-0 lead. First pitch she sees over the plate for strike 1. So Winters, junior from Lexington, South Carolina as well, batting .311 on the year. Second pitch she sees a bit off the plate for ball 1. So Rudkoff definitely struggling with her control a bit early.
Yeah, and the Gamecocks are definitely sitting back on it, waiting until they get what they want. They're not really swinging at anything that's not right where they need it.
That pitch there low, and now a 2-1 count. And Winters, another player who didn't hit great in the Ole Miss series, but she was batted 2 for 9 against Ole Miss with a run, 2 RBIs, and only 1 strikeout. So definitely one of the better hitters in that series where the bats were definitely quiet for South Carolina.
Yeah, now she's in a great position here with no outs and, again, runners in scoring position on second and third. She definitely has the chance to do something. She saw that 33 RBIs. She could add probably 2 more here and get it started going early. Usually South Carolina is a team a lot that we saw more in the beginning of the season. They waited till the end of the games to get something going, but on Sunday against Ole Miss, they got it going quickly, and it seems like they're going to do the same thing here.
That one swung on, hit to center field. It's going to be past the center fielder and down for extra bases. 1 run scores. Winters safe at second. Another run scores, and the Gamecocks lead 3-0. A 2 RBI double.
Yep, that'll bring it to 35 for RBIs for Lexi Winters, and that was a great smack right down the middle. She was right on time with it, and it just went right over the center fielder's head. She wasn't able to turn back and get back to it quickly enough, and it looked like maybe she didn't want to hit that wall, but she did a great job stopping where she was and letting it come off the wall and get to her, but still not enough time to stop those 2 runners from going home.
And now a quick circle visit for the Buccaneers between Emma Smith, Mackenzie Rutkoff, and their pitching coach. And she definitely needs it here. Not a single out recorded yet. Gamecocks hitting the ball very well. Up 3-0 on 3 hits.
Yeah, they're really getting things going early. And like I said in our little pregame talk, is I would like to see them doing that. And they must have heard me because that's exactly what they're doing. And they're really getting it started early here.
And Abigail Knight batting now with a runner on second, no outs. First pitch CC's over the plate for strike 1. And another player for this Gamecock squad that struggled in that Ole Miss series. She was held 0 for 6. She did have 4 walks, though, and an RBI. That pitch off the plate for ball 1. Knight batting .321 on the season despite going 0 for 6 this past weekend. So, been a reliable hitter for the South Carolina squad. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Rutkoff, after a quick circle visit with her coach and her catcher, now throwing pretty well here, up in the count 1-2.
Yeah, she slowed down that momentum on the Gamecock side, and it seems like she's back in her zone here.
This one fouled off the net, third base side. Drops right in front of the cameraman.
Yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking for the camera guy over there. But she really made Knight go after that one. That was way outside, and she just kind of fouled it off. Maybe she's trying to get a feel for the speed so she can really crank this next one, but didn't really look like she was really going for it.
1-2 pitch. This one fouled off and into the stands, off the ceiling of the bathrooms and into the parking lot.
Yeah, that one she had a little bit more umph in her swing there. She was a little bit late on it and a little bit under, but if she can get it squared out here, I think she can get a pretty good hit as well with a runner on second base.
Yeah, that one a bit off the plate as well. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Rutkoff. This one swung on and popped up. Shallow infield. Underneath it is the shortstop, and she will make the catch for out number 1. That was Emma Villascusa.
I think that's really going to be big for Mackenzie Rutkoff here. That doesn't look like she's going to be striking out too many Gamecocks right now, but if she can just get them to work and get them to put something somewhere, then she can let her defense work behind her and get the outs.
Absolutely. That was her best at-bat of the day, the first out recorded for the Buccaneers. Now this one swung on over the infield and down for a base hit. Ella Chansey there with a single on the first pitch she sees. And now runners at the corners for the Gamecocks with 1 out for Brooke Blankenship. And once again, we're seeing that dink and dunk, just well-placed hits, not a lot of power on them, but they're getting them exactly where the infield and outfield can't get them.
Yeah, and if that's what's going to work for the Gamecocks, then that's what's going to work. Don't fix something if it's not broke. You don't have to swing for the fences here in the first inning when you're up 3-0. So just playing that small ball game, maybe that's going to work out here for the Gamecocks.
Now Brooke Blankenship with runners at the corners, 1 out. First pitch CC's runner heading for second, throw into second, not in time. So a stolen base there for Ella Chansey. And now runners on second and third with 1 out. That pitch was a ball as well, so she's up 1-0 in the count.
It's the third time this inning that the Gamecocks have had runners on second and third.
This pitch over the plate for strike 1. So a 1-1 count with 1 out. I'm surprised he called that one a strike. I've seen that pitch a few times today. He said he called it low for a ball, but We see there Eddie Hall. That pitch well off the plate for ball 2.
Yeah, it is only the first inning, but maybe that strike zone will get a little bit more solidified as we go through the game. He seems like he's trying to maybe figure it out right now.
2-1 pitch from Rutkoff. This one swung on into left center field. Trying to make the catch. She is unable to. The runners are heading home. Both score. Blankenship heading for third. She slides in head first, safe. A 2 RBI triple for Brooke Blankenship, and the Gamecocks lead 5-0 in the first.
Yeah, that was a great hit by Blankenship, and really Weslyn Jones, the center fielder for the Bucks, she had a pretty good angle on it, but she just couldn't get there quite in time. Maybe if she would have laid out, I would like to see her lay out for that one. I think she could have had it. It was just off the edge of her glove. She had a good angle to it, just wasn't there in time, and didn't look like she put quite all the effort into it, but they're definitely making her work out there today.
A really well hit ball there from Blankenship, and now Natalie Heath, the designated player for this game. First pitch from Rutkoff is high for ball 1. I mentioned how the Gamecocks, they started the season where they'd show up late, and we saw that in the very first game of the season with an incredible comeback in the 7th inning to walk it off and win it. Austin McConnell and myself did that game. This one might be in play, in foul territory. On her horse, she makes the catch. The runner will tag from third, though, and she scores. So an RBI sac fly in foul territory for Natalie Heath.
That was Jordan Diamond in right field for the Buccaneers, and she did a great job getting over there and making sure she was able to make that play, because that's a big one. You're already down 6. You only have 1 out. Got to grab an out somewhere, anywhere you can. Whatever your pitcher gives you got to make something happen, and she definitely did with that. That was a great job by her, even though a runner was able to get home on that one.
Yeah, a big play for both teams. The first time the bases are empty. This one chopped to second, throw to first in time, and that will end the first inning. A big one for the Gamecocks. 5 hit, 6 runs, an offensive trounce in the first inning. They lead 6-0. We're going to take a short break and get back to you just before the start of the second. Stick with us, folks. Welcome back, folks. I'm Calvin DeLude with Dakota Morris. If you're just joining us, the Gamecocks had a big first inning. They lead 6-0 with 5 hits on the day. Now Neely Lamb in the circle again, facing Emma Villascusa.
Yeah, the Gamecocks came out ready to play today, which is not something we saw too much in their series against Ole Miss, so refreshing to see that they're getting back into it.
And that just might be the level of talent that Ole Miss has in their pitching staff. They are a top
Absolutely.
20 team. SEC softball is one of the best conferences in college softball. So a 1-1 count here from Lamb. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Lamb in this at-bat has thrown her first ball on the day. A really efficient first inning for the Gamecocks on offense and defense.
Yeah, absolutely. She doesn't get too much time in the circle, but when she does, she makes the most out of it. She does great, especially for all these midweek games.
1-2 pitch from Lamb, a bit high there for ball 2.
Looks like she might have tried the rise there, and it just rose a little bit too much.
That's now a 2-2 count for Neely Lamb, the leadoff hitter in the top of the second inning. Gamecocks lead 6-0, 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung and missed for strike 3. A big pitch there from Neely Lamb. She went with the rise, rose just enough to get the batter to swing. No contact on that one. Strike 3 and 1 out in the top of the second.
She's definitely throwing some gas down the middle here. Emma Velascuso, who just striked out, she just could not get on time with that ball. Just wasn't swinging quite quick enough to make a connection there.
Now Weslyn Jones from Walterboro, South Carolina. First pitch she sees fouled off and out of the stadium. So no 1 count from her. Jones playing center field for the Bucks today, and definitely a nerve-wracking one for her in that first inning. A few close plays, that double there, she got the nick of her glove on. Trying to slap at that one, she fouls it off. 0-2 count.
The slap hasn't gone too well for the Bucks so far, but I mean, that was only 1 inning. So we'll see if she can pull something out here, make a little something happen. Like we said earlier, maybe it's not a home run type of day, maybe it's small ball, maybe that could work out for the Buccaneers as well.
0-2 pitch, this one high. She tried to slap at that one again, ran at it, but held her bat back. And now a 1-2 count with 1 out. Buccaneers yet to have a base runner. It's the 5th batter of the day for them. 1-2 pitch from Lamb. Just enough off the plate to call that ball 2. Few fans in the stands not happy with that one, so a 2-2 count now. Neely Lamb looking much sharper this week after a 2-0 victory against Wofford. This one swung on and fouled off in the dirt.
Yeah, she decided to not slap that one with 2 strikes on her here, but it's just way off.
Yeah, I got lucky to get just enough of the bat on it. Yeah. Because that pitch was pretty much in the dirt.
Yeah. Well, obviously she seems eager to swing here with 2-2 count, so see if she makes something happen.
Pitch from Lamb. Swung on, fouled off. So Jones staying alive here in a battle of an at-bat.
Seems like they're still trying to figure out the timing with Neely Lamb here, but as long as she can keep fouling it off, that'll only help her try to get a good connection here. But
2-2 count from Lamb. 1 out. No runners on. Gamecocks lead 6-0. The pitch from Lamb. Swung on, hit into center field. Lilio under it, and she makes the catch for out number 2. So a good at-bat there from Jones. She gave it a ride to center, but Lilio able to get there. Lamb yet to let a base runner on, and now 2 outs in the top of the second.
Yeah, that was a great at-bat, and even though it ended in an out for her, at least she made Neely work for it a little bit, and in that first inning, she only threw a small number of pitches, so if they can just at least get her going and make her throw more, maybe they'll have to take her out or wear her down, and then they'll start getting the pitches that they want. Yeah,
that first inning was a quick 1-2-3. Now Karsten Sandvig up to bat for the Buccaneers. First pitch she sees swung on for strike 1. So 0-1 count for her with 2 outs. Sandvig wearing number 10, playing second base for the Bucs today. This one just nicked the corner of the plate for strike 2. So really nice pitch there from Lamb. Sandvig caught looking there, and now an 0-2 count. 1 strike away from closing out the inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Lamb. This one just off the plate for ball 1. So 1-2 count now for Lamb. Been having a very good day here, but after a long at-bat, the at-bat before this one, and about to see the 4th one of this. Lamb swing and a miss for strike 3.
Yeah, and that ball was way outside in the left-hand batter's box, but Charleston Southern wants it, and they're kind of just swinging out whatever, so not too much pressure on Neely Lamb here. Just kind of giving them a few good ones, and then they'll start chasing it is what it looks like.
Yeah, that one was pretty off the plate. A good inning for Neely Lamb. 2 strikeouts with a lengthy at-bat in the middle from Jones. But, yeah, once again, just another sharp inning defensively for South Carolina. We'll see how they do offensively because, I mean, they were great in that first inning, Dakota.
Yeah, absolutely. They really got things going, and they're being aggressive. And even though we're falling kind of to the bottom of their lineup now, we still got some really amazing hitters. I mean, from the 1 hole to the 9 for South Carolina, usually everybody's making something happen. And actually, the series over Ole Miss last weekend, it was the bottom of the lineup that was getting a few hits and moving some people around the bases. So they don't have to rely on those first few hitters here. Definitely be seeing another good inning if I had to guess.
And it looks like we have a pitching change for the Buccaneers as Kinsey Clopton, the freshman right-handed pitcher for the Buccaneers, in the circle for them now.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised about that pitching change here. Another right-hand pitcher, but, I mean, Rudkoff really struggled in this last one, and they got to change it up. They got to do something better here.
And on Kinsey Clopton with a 6.7 ERA and a 2.32 whip, so she's been letting a lot of base runners on this season. But a 6-6 record, so
yeah.
For the comparison between the ERA, the whip, and the record, not too bad.
Looks like she's got a good bit more of experience though than some of their other pitchers, so maybe she'll be able to add something else here. Besides, Riley Laufer seems to be their go-to pitcher. I wonder if we'll maybe see her come out later this game.
Yeah, Clopton's second on the team in innings pitched with 54.1, and now we're back to the top of the order for South Carolina, Quincy Lilio. First pitch, bit off the plate for ball 1. Lilio in her first at-bat walked. She was up 3-0 in the count, but battled back to 3-2, but took the pitch on the full count. Got the walk there. Second pitch she sees in the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, Lilio is not going to swing if it's not in her zone. She's not the one to throw a bunch of ball to get her to chase. She really rarely ever does.
Yeah, she didn't swing once in that first at-bat. That pitch there over the plate for strike 1. So 2-1 count on the first pitch from Clopton. Two-one pitch just off the plate, and Lilio once again a ball away from her second walk on the day.
Yeah, that was a pretty close one. I feel like could have gone either way, but Lilio has a great eye down there in the box.
3-1 pitch, Lilio checks her swing, holds up, ball 4, and walk number 2 for Quincy Lilio. And she's just so good at getting on base. There's a reason that her on-base percentage is as high as it is, over 500. She's second on the team in walks behind Ariana Rhoades by just a few, but she's catching up to her now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like she's second in walks for a different reason than Rhoades. Rhoades been such a big hitter for them, especially in the first part of the season, that some people just might not want to deal with her. But Lilio just will not swing if she does not want it.
Yeah, Rhoades proved to be an incredible hitter for this team, especially in that Duke series last month. 3-0 and a quick circle visit for the Buccaneers. And it looks like Charlie Yorman, the third baseman, going to check on her pitcher Clopton.
Yeah, it seems like the Buccaneers are going to have a little bit of a ball problem today. And like we said, Carolina's not going to swing on it if they don't want it. They're not the type of team you can get them to just chase stuff all over.
So Ariana Rhoades up in the count 3-0, looking for walk 38, and she has it there. Ball 4, back-to-back walks for the Gamecocks. They have 2 runners on with no outs. And Carly Shelton back up to bat. A double in her first at-bat, getting 2 runners to cross the plate.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if she's going to be able to do it again with a different pitcher up here.
The lefty Carly Shelton, first pitch she sees ball high. If I'm correct, I think that's 6 straight balls thrown from Clopton.
Yeah, I believe you are. She really needs to take her time and settle back in here. And I don't know if she's just having trouble hitting her spots or if she is scared to let the Gamecocks hit. But at some point, you're just going to have to put one across the plate and let your defense work behind you. And if it doesn't work out, then that's not your fault necessarily.
There's a ball 2 on that pitch. This one, ball 3. And now she is 1 ball away from back-to-back-to-back walks.
Yeah, we might see another pitching change earlier than expected here.
The 3-0 pitch. Just enough on the plate for strike 1.
That one seemed a little bit similar to the pitch that was thrown right before it.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of pity from the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
But a 3-1 pitch now from Clopton. This one off the plate for ball 4. So 3 walks in a row to load the bases to open the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah. And now we've got number 15, Lexi Winters, who again did very well in the series against Ole Miss and has done well today. And it's not a good position for the Buccaneers to be in. They've really dug themselves in a hole here. But there's always still the time to get out.
Yeah, Lexi Winters, the catcher with 3 ducks on her pond. First pitch she sees inside for ball 1. 1-0 count. Winters batting .318. She's got 4 home runs on the year. If she were able to get number 5 here, it'd be a grand slam. 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball 2. And I'd be surprised if she's trying to go for the home run pitch here with the way that Clopton's been pitching this inning. And now we're going to see a circle visit from the pitching coach.
Yeah, I wonder if she's just going to try to settle her down here and bring her back into her zone, or if maybe we're going to see somebody come out. There's definitely some action going on in the Buccaneers bullpen, and it looks like
we might be getting a pitching change.
Might be coming out of there.
Yeah, no, it just has not been Charleston Southern's night. The Gamecocks coming in. They're currently ranked number 10 in the nation after the big series victory against Ole Miss, and they've just been so good at beating ranked opponents and finding ways to win. And these Wednesday night games are kind of an easy day off for them if you want to think about it that way, with these non-conference matchups and these non-ranked opponents.
Yeah, nice little practice to get their bats warm and stuff for the series.
So no pitching change. Clopton still in the circle. That pitch inside and low for ball 3. So the visit did not work on that pitch, but we'll see if she's able to lock back in. Now a 3-0 count and a ball away from walking a run in. 3-0 pitch over the plate for strike 1. That's what you're talking about, Dakota, just getting over the plate and letting your defense do the work. I mean, that was right over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Even with the bases loaded right now, you might just have to throw it down the middle and just pray and hope that something good for you happens.
That pitch in the dirt for ball 4. So Lilio will score an RBI for Winters on a 5-pitch walk. And that is 4 walks in a row for Clopton, not her ideal appearance. And the base is still loaded for Abigail Knight, who's 0 for 1 on the day. One of 3 Gamecocks to not get a hit so far in this game. Remember, it's only the bottom of the second inning. They lead 7-0.
Yeah, she definitely has time to warm up, but it would be a great time to do it right here with all the bases loaded.
And first pitch of this at-bat outside for ball 1. Second pitch in the dirt for ball 2. So a 2-0 count for Clopton, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it takes much longer to get a pitching change here for the Buccaneers.
Absolutely not. I feel like they might let her have this at bat.
This one swung on, hit right to the first baseman, tags the runner, and a double play for Charleston Southern. So a big break for them defensively. They get 2 outs in 1 swing, and now with runners on second and third, Ella Chansey up to bat with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, letting the defense work and just pray something good happened, and something good definitely happened there. It went right to the first baseman, and that runner on first was far enough off for her to be able to make the tag.
Yeah, with the way that this inning has been going, maybe she was getting a little cocky there at first, leading off, and just got caught with a line drive right to the first baseman. So a great play by her.
Yeah, but no matter if you're up 20 and you got no outs or whatever, you got to be heads up on the base all the time. And like I said, we did see some base running errors in the last few games against Ole Miss. So Definitely this midweek game, this is the time for them to take it seriously and work on that stuff and not get caught sitting.
So a 1-1 count here for Chansey. Now this one swung on and hit into the Charleston Southern bullpen.
That was a great little cut by Chansey. She had good contact on that, but she was way early and pulled it out right behind her.
Yeah, she definitely got a piece of that one. A 1-2 count now with 2 outs and 2 on. This one high for ball 2. So 2-2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on, bottom of the second inning. And Ella Chansey wearing number 2.
This might be lucky.
And Clopton wearing 22. That one in the dirt for ball 3. And now a full count with 2 outs. Chansey 1 for 1 on the day with a base hit in her last at-bat. Here's the full count pitch. This one swung on, hit into right center field, over the outfielder's head. The runs will score. Chansey heads into second with a stand-up 2 RBI double. And she dabs on second base, giving the Gamecocks a 9-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that's a big deficit early for the Gamecocks, but in the beginning of the season, they were doing a lot of run ruling. We might see something similar here.
I mean, it'd have to be a pretty impressive comeback here from the Buccaneers for it to not be a run rule victory.
But you never know what can happen.
And that's the beauty of sports here as Brooke Blankenship up to bat. She had a 2 RBI triple in her last at-bat. Takes that first pitch for strike 1. Second pitch to Blankenship off the plate for ball 2 and for ball 1 and 1-1 count. Ella Chansey on second base with 2 outs. Bottom of the second, Gamecocks lead 9-0. 1-1 pitch to Blankenship, fouled off the net on the first base side. She was able to get some good lift on that one there, just a bit late.
Yeah, she was a little bit behind on that, but like I said earlier, just keep hitting them foul balls, and then eventually you'll probably get something that goes between the lines.
So a 1-2 count. Clopton 1 strike away from getting out of this nightmare of an inning for her. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. So Blankenship goes down on strikes. Clopton her first strikeout of the inning, but the Gamecocks able to get 3 runners across the plate. They lead 9-0 in the bottom of the second. We'll be right back in a few, folks, for the top of the third. Welcome back to SGTV, folks. I'm Calvin DeLude with Dakota Morris. The Gamecocks lead 9-0 in the top of the third. Neely Lamb still in the circle for South Carolina. The first pitch from her in this at-bat against Charlie Yorman, the junior from Lorena, Texas, playing third base for her. Second pitch of the at-bat, outside for ball 2. So Lamb 2-0 count now for her.
2-0 right now, but Lamb has done a great job during this game so far. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think the Bucks have had any base runners so far. So Neely Lamb's been doing a really great job in the circle.
And that pitch there over the plate for strike 1. Yorman looking at that one. And yeah, you'd be correct. Yorman is the 7-hitter for this Charleston Southern team. Her first at-bat on the day. The Gamecocks have already gone through the order 1.5 times, so definitely two ends of the spectrum here. Cool little plane fly over here in the stadium.
Yeah, there's a small little airport not too far from here, so we usually get a lot of cool little weird planes flying over.
3-1 pitch, high for ball 4, and Charleston Southern finally has a base runner.
Yeah, I guess I spoke too soon, and now they do have somebody on first. I'm interested to see if they can make something happen here. Maybe Lamb is getting a little tired. She'll get a visit from Lexi Winters in the circle to calm her down after that one walk. But, I mean, now they have a chance to get something going here in the top of the third.
Yeah, now it looks like a possible challenge or discussion between the Charleston Southern coach and the home plate umpire, Eddie Hall.
And Lindy Jones will come in for the Bucks to take first base for a pinch runner.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's what they're doing.
Yeah, making that change.
Got you. But yeah, Lindley Jones, a sophomore, a catcher utility player. Bats right, throws right, but all she'll be doing is running right now. As Emma Smith up to bat, you see her. She started to go there, but held up.
Yeah, I thought she was going to take second on that one, which would have been a bold choice. I mean, it would be great if they could put somebody in running position, scoring position right now, but I'm not sure that would be the smartest decision from them.
And especially Lamb put some velo on that pitch.
Yeah.
A 1-1 count now after a ball high.
And Lexi Winters behind the plate. She has a pretty good arm. I'm not sure how fast Jones is, but I know that Lexi Winters has a pretty good arm. So I'd honestly like to see the throw down if she does take it, but I don't know if it would work out for the Bucks.
And the 1-1 pitch from Lamb. This one sent into right field on her horse. She gets there, makes the catch for out number 1. Abigail Knight, a great job there tracking that ball to mark the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and Jones will stay on first. She didn't even tag up because she wouldn't have been able to get to second base if she would have, but she ended up having to go back anyways.
Yeah, great job there by the lefty Abigail Knight. And now Carly Hand, the designated player for this Buccaneer squad. She's batting .417, but only 12 at-bats, so this would be at-bat number 13 for her on the year. First pitch, taking for a ball. So runner on first, 1 out. Charleston Southern trying to get some runs back. They trail 9-0. 1-0 count to Hand. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Lamb definitely put a bit of oomph on that pitch. And now a 1-1 count with 1 out. The 1-1 count from Lamb. Here's the pitch. Check swing. She held up. And now it's ball 2. So a 2-1 count here. Lamb not looking as sharp this inning. She let up a walk and a pretty well hit fly ball into right field. And now Carly Hand giving her some struggle. She's up 2-1 in the count. That pitch on the corner of the plate for strike 2. So a 2-2 count now. Yeah, Carly Hand. Sorry.
You're good. Carly Hand really needs to look alive here. I mean, this is the first time they've had a base runner on. They already have 1 out. It's a lot of pressure on her. I know she only has 12 at bat versus almost 103 with some of the other players, but got to get something done, and she does not.
Yeah, and Lamb, a big pitch there off the plate, swing and a miss for strike 3. Lamb, yeah, another strikeout for her on the day. She had 2 last inning. And now we're back to the top of the order. Blakely Kingsmore. playing left field for the Buccaneers. She's 0 for 1 on the day. This one chopped to third base, fielded, throw to first in time for out number 3. So the most productive inning for the Buccaneers so far this game. They draw a lead-off walk, but not a lot going for them after that. Gamecocks able to get out of that once again, leading 9-0 still. And all they have to do is just keep doing what they're doing, because really a flawless performance all around so far.
Yeah, it's working out pretty well for them. And we just saw Blakely slap, and that was his second time she's done that, and they just can't seem to find a gap anywhere on the field. They're just hitting it right to the Gamecock defense. They're not making them work too much. Whereas on the other hand, the Gamecocks are definitely putting the Buccaneers to work here. And like you said, they just need to keep it going, doing what they're doing. And we might see a run rule here in just a few innings if the Bucs are not able to get anybody across the plate.
Yeah, no, I mean, problems both on offense and defense. They're trying to address these defensive problems here as yet another pitching change. It's Brenna Conley in the game for the Buccaneers. She's pitching .579 ERA with a 1-5 record. 14 appearances and 32.2 innings pitched.
Now they've been through 3 of their 4 pitchers, and again, they're leaving their best pitcher, it looks like Riley Lawfer, out for right now. I'm interested to see how far Brenna Conley can get, and then if they're going to eventually have to bring out Riley Lawfer, they might be trying to save her for one of their more competitive games.
Absolutely.
Probably, but I mean, they're getting kind of low on pitchers, and we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, they might be saving her. They have a series against USC Upstate this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Well, the Gamecocks, they traveled to Arkansas to face the number 12 ranked Razorbacks, and they're definitely one of the best softball programs in the NCAA.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, when I just looked at the rankings the other day, I was surprised to see that they were at 12. Historically, they've been quite higher up, and I think if the Gamecocks can pull out another win over them like they did LSU, Ole Miss, it'll only keep helping them. I mean, the Gamecocks this year have really come out and shown who they are, and they've proved they can play with the big dogs.
Absolutely, and I remember we talked about in the one and only episode of Gamecock Game Day I did, we talked about Arkansas and just how competitive they are, and really just quite a surprise that the South Carolina team has been with a new head coach, a completely new roster with a lot of players transferring in. But it's been working out great for them. They're ranked number 10. They have a 30-8 record for a reason, and we'll see yet another test for them this weekend against Arkansas.
Yeah, and if you haven't checked out Gamecock Game Day on SGTV's YouTube channel, definitely head over there and check it out. Because we've been talking about softball quite a bit. Usually we focus on things like baseball or the big 3, baseball, basketball, and football. But this softball team is starting to be one of the big 4 for us, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making a name for themselves. They're having an incredible year. It's been super fun to watch from the booth and as a fan outside of SGTV. But a 2-1 count on this at-bat. It's Natalie Heath up to bat. This one taken over the plate for strike 2. And now a 2-2 count for Heath.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ashley Chastain-Woodard, the new head coach for the Gamecocks. I would say it's pretty uncommon for a coach to come in and kind of switch up the entire program. She brought in a lot of new players, so almost the whole lineup is different.
This one grounded through the infield and a base hit for Natalie Heath. So not a lot of velo off the bat, but trickles right through the third baseman and shortstop. And Heath, the designated player for this game for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, she was able to find a gap there. But Ashley Chastain-Woodard coming out and changing this whole game, I mean, she's just absolutely set the Gamecocks up for success. And she just came from another school where she won the national championship with them. Mm-hmm. She does a great job, and she's really changing up this program, and I think that's exactly what the Gamecocks needed.
Yeah, Chastain-Woodard, a Gamecock legend. She played for them when she was playing in college and now coaching the squad. And you could see it when she joined this team, just how emotional she was. And in the video they show before each game, definitely showing some emotion. It's super cool to have her back, really a legacy moment. And a lot of new coaches for Gamecock teams around, like through the whole, through all athletics. Heading for second here, a pinch runner. The throw was in time, but she couldn't keep it in her glove.
Yeah, that was a great throw by their catcher, Emma Smith. But shortstop Emma Villacosa.
Yeah, there are a few tough names on this team.
Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, but she had the tag down, but then they knocked it right out of her hand.
Yeah, they put Shay Anderson in as a pinch runner. So a stolen base for her. Emma Sellers up to bat now. 0 for 1 on the day, playing left field. And she's up in the count 2-0.
The Gamecocks are up 9-0 right now, but they're still being aggressive on the base path, in the box, everything. They're still playing the game, and they're still working hard. They're not sitting back on their heels.
Yeah, you never see them in any games like this. You know, you'd expect to maybe see some of the players that we don't see that much, but no, they keep their starters in. And, I mean, because every game you got to work for it and keep the season going because they have a lot of great momentum right now.
Yeah, exactly. That
pitch to Sellers in the dirt, a 3-1 count now.
That was a great job by the Bucks catcher, Emma Smith. Dropped her knees and get that one blocked up with her body. Because if that would have went behind her, they would have had a runner at third now, and the bleeding just wouldn't have stopped.
3-1 pitch. This one off the plate for ball 4, and yet another walk for this Gamecock squad. And they've been used to these walks to first base all night long.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we have Quincy Lilio, who we've talked about. She loves a walk, and she will wait until she gets what she wants. So they might be loading up the bases here with another walk.
Absolutely. She had 34 coming into this game. She has 2 on the day and 2 at-bats. Yeah. And we'll see if she is able to do it again in at-bat number 3. First pitch off the plate for ball 1. And I'd love to see the ball-to-strike ratio for this Buccaneer pitching staff this game because it has to be pretty lopsided in the ball's favor.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And like I said earlier, South Carolina's not the team that's going to swing at stuff that's not in their zone. It's not where they want it.
Yet another pitch in the dirt, ball 2. And this just might be a roster issue with this whole pitching staff. We saw it with Lopton, we saw it with Rutkoff, and now we're seeing it with Conley.
Yeah, I'd actually be interested to see their other pitcher come out.
Lilia lifts this one into left center field. Underneath it, she makes the catch from center for out number 1. So Lilio, that might have been her first swing on the day.
Yeah, I think it was her only cut she's taken today, but that was a great job by Wesley and Jones, center fielder, getting over there to that ball.
Yeah, Jones has been having a good day with a few tough plays in center, and she also had one of the best at-bats. It didn't result in a hit, but it was a lengthy one. Now heading for third, the throw is well in time, and Shea Anderson is out. So a ball that bounced off the plate. She was trying to nab third base, but a good job there behind the plate by Emma Smith.
Yeah, I think she thought that ball was going to get past Smith, but she's been doing a great job all day keeping all these balls in front of her and blocking them up with her body or getting up if she needs to. And she was very much ready to get that runner at third.
Yeah, so 2 outs now in the bottom of the third inning. Sellers was able to advance to second. And so now runner in second, a 2-0 count for Ariana Rhoades. 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a double. That pitch she's able to hold up for ball 3. And now 3-0 count for Rhoades, who leads this Gamecock team in walks with 38 on the year. Looking for 39. Here's the pitch inside. Oh, they're going to call that one a strike, and Rhoades was on her way to first base, but.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of help again from the home plate umpire here, but, I mean, can't blame him too much.
You know, I mean, I thought that was well high and inside, but I guess it nabbed the corner of the plate. This one swung on, fouled off third base side. And what was a 3-0 count and looked like a ball 4 is now a full count with 2 outs for Rhoades.
Yeah, now Rhoades just took that cut, the foul ball. She's forced to swing now. She's got to make something happen, and if she can't count on the home plate umpire to call something a strike, then she's either got to hit it or it's got to be way well outside the zone.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Just off the plate for ball 4. She went off speed there on the full count. Rhoades, her second walk on the day. She joins Lilio on the 2-walk club. And now Carly Shelton with 2 on, 2 out. She's 1 for 1 on the day with a double and a walk as well.
Looks like they're got a little bit of a change come up. Oh, yeah, we're going to have pinch runner number 22, Nia McKnight, who is often the pinch runner for the Gamecocks. She's very quick. She gets around the bases really well. It's the only job I've seen her serve for the Gamecocks so far, but she does it well, and you take whatever you're given and you be the best at it, and she definitely does.
Yeah, no, Nia McKnight and Shea Anderson have definitely been frequent pinch runners for this Gamecock team. We'll see how she does here as Carly Shelton takes the first pitch over the plate for strike 1. 0-1 count with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Gamecocks lead 9-0. Second pitch of the at-bat. This one lifted into left field, and she makes the catch for out number 3. So she had to battle the sun a bit there, the setting sun, but was able to make the catch, record the 3rd out of the inning, and the Gamecocks lead 9-0. The first inning we saw them today not score any runs, but still a productive one with a few base runners. Gamecocks once again lead 9-0. We're going to take a quick break and get back to you just before the start of the 4th inning. Welcome back, folks. I'm Calvin DeLude with Dakota Morris. The Gamecocks leading big here and getting set for the top of the 4th inning against Charleston Southern, a 9-0 lead as we see a pitching change for South Carolina as Katie Becker in the circle for the Gamecocks. Her first pitch, low in the dirt, a check swing, but she was able to hold up as Jordan Diamond, 0 for 1 on the day, playing right field.
Yeah, Neely McLam just came out for the Gamecocks, but she did a great job this whole time, and I think since they're up so far, they're just trying to give somebody else some time.
And an easy grounder to second there, throw to first in time for out number 1. So 2-pitch at bat to start the day for Katie Becker.
Which is very similar to how the day started for Neely Lamb, so it seems like maybe going to have some similar success here over the Bucks.
And Charleston Southern came out swinging, and it has not really worked in their favor. Held hitless so far with only 1 walk on the day.
Yeah.
This one nabs the corner of the plate for strike 2. Oh, sorry, strike 1. Got ahead of myself there. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss there, strike 2.
It's good anticipation.
I just knew. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becker looking much sharper than her last appearance. She hasn't pitched since March 28th in Baton Rouge at LSU, in the game where the Gamecocks got blown out by the Tigers. This one bounces off the pad of the catcher for ball 1. So a 1-2 count with 1 out, no runners on. Yeah, Becker, she pitched 2 innings with 4 hits and 3 earned runs in a run rule victory for the Tigers. This one just off the plate. And now ball 2.
That was a tough game for the Gamecocks, but if I'm not mistaken, they did win that series.
They did.
Yeah, so they've shown that they're pretty resilient. They're able to come back from anything, and that was just, I feel like, some kind of weird one-off for them.
This one grounded to short. Blankenship struggles with the field, but able to get it to Rhoades in time to record out number 2.
Yeah, it was a hard-hit ball to Blankenship, and it kind of looked like it hit the palm of her glove and bounced out, but she was able to recover pretty quickly. Blankenship has been great, and even with some top 10 plays these past few weeks, she does a great job in the shortstop spot.
Yeah, Blankenship is something I say a lot about her. She's just a very athletic person. She makes a lot of diving plays, great efforts, great throws, and a few nice hits, too. She had that triple in the first inning where the Gamecocks put up 6.
Yeah, she's definitely a statement player for the Gamecocks.
Now Villascusa back up to bat, 0 for 1 of the day with a strikeout, and now she's down to the count 0-2 from Becker. And going back to the LSU series, they played Friday night. The Gamecocks lost 11-3 in 5 innings, but then Saturday a bit too rainy, so a doubleheader on Sunday where the Gamecocks took both games. Here's a little bloop to second base, throw to first in time for out number 3.
Yeah, Charleston Southern able to put the ball in play there a few times, but nothing that could get past the infield for the Gamecocks here. They did a really great job keeping everything in front of them. And, I mean, good job for the Buccaneers for being aggressive and putting stuff in play. And like I said, just trying to make the defense work, make something happen, but it's just not good enough quite yet.
And so the Gamecocks here at Beckham Field this weekend, they travel to Arkansas, as we mentioned, for a 3-game series against the Razorbacks. And then on Tuesday, another Palmetto Series game against Clemson in Clemson, South Carolina. And then next weekend, they come back for a Saturday, Sunday, Monday series against the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, a bit of change up in their schedule there. Usually it's been pretty consistent midweek games on Wednesday and then a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. But they're changing it up a little bit as they head deeper into the season.
Yeah, no, and it looks like this series against Arkansas is their last ranked opponent, unless obviously there are changes. You have some SEC teams. They're playing Alabama later. They're playing Auburn. Clemson has been teasing with the rankings, so we'll see what happens this coming weekend. But Arkansas definitely, I would say, is the strongest team the Gamecocks are facing for the rest of the season. So we'll really see how well they do against them before they get set for the SEC tournament, which is set to start on May 6th. So really the last month of true regular season play before they get set for the NCAA tournament, which if they keep playing the way they are playing now, I expect them to perform very well in.
Absolutely, and they haven't been very competitive in these postseason tournaments in years prior, but I'm very excited to see this team in the postseason and in the SEC tournament this year. They're definitely going to be competitive, and I mean maybe even they can get all the way down there to the end, because they had a series with Oklahoma, who is kind of like the NCAA softball dynasty. I wouldn't even say SEC over the whole thing. They're back-to-back, 3 times?
I mean, they've won it a lot. They've won it
quite a bit. They have a good grasp over the entire softball scene in college. And they didn't win any of those games, but they lost all 3 games by only 3 runs, which is the least amount you can lose 3 games by. So they did a great job hanging in there with them, and I would love to see them be able to get matched up with Oklahoma again sometime to see if they can actually pull out that win.
Yeah, and other than Duke, that was really their first real challenge that they faced. A tough series earlier on in the season in early March. But as we get set back here for the bottom of the 4th, Maya Flint, a pinch hitter here. She's batting .267. So the Gamecocks definitely putting in some of their less frequent players, up 9-0.
Yeah, only 15 at-bats for Maya Flint, but there's another good one.
Yeah, base hit through the infield. Great contact on that one. And really no doubt about that one. Just right through the shortstop and third baseman for a leadoff single. And now Abigail Knight seeking her first hit on the day. She's 0 for 2.
Yeah, the Gamecocks have been really good at finding some gaps here and just getting them right past the Buccaneers' defense.
And this is the first inning. We haven't seen a pitching change. A little dribbler to first base, flip to first in time for out number 1. So Flint advances to second. Abigail Knight 0 for 3 on the day. But a good job there by Karsten Sandvig, covering the bag after the first baseman had to go up and get the ball.
Yeah, good job for her for getting over there. And then she moved her foot off real quick. It looked like she was about to get run over there, but she did a great job getting over there and covering that bag.
I know we saw the rule with the extended base in college baseball. I'm curious if they at some point implement that into softball. Definitely some smaller bases.
Yeah.
But we'll see if that's something that that they decide to add sometime in the future. So Ella Chansey takes that pitch for strike 1, a 1-1 count with 1 out, runner on second base.
Looked like an off speed there that worked pretty well for Clompton.
And Chansey 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double. And this one lifted into left field. If it was fair, it would have been gone, but pretty well outside the foul pole. So some good pop a bit early. I think if she was more on time for that one, we could have seen our first homer on the day.
Yeah, a lot of these Gamecocks are really getting a little bit too far out ahead of these Buccaneer pitchers.
That one outside, ball 2, and a 2-2 count here for Brenna Conley.
And most of them are pretty far back in the box. She's about even with the plate, but, I mean, if she would have been like half a step up farther, that one would have been gone.
This one lifted into right field. Underneath, she makes the catch. The runner will not tag. And out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's Jordan Diamond underneath it, playing right for the Buccaneers.
I wonder if that was a coaching decision by Ashley Chastain or the third base coach to not have her tag up and try to take that one. It was pretty decently deep in right field, and she probably could have made it over to third, but up by 9, maybe not really necessary right now.
Yeah, and Flint's definitely not one of the faster players on this team. No disrespect to her, just from a visual standpoint. And now Audrey Wilson pinch hitting, the freshman from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Looks like this might be her first at-bat on the year. Unless they haven't been filling in the stats. 8
at-bats, but she has no stats, which is
yeah, she has 8 at-bats in 3 games.
273 on-base percentage.
Yeah, so she's yet to record a hit in 8 at-bats.
Yeah.
With 3 walks on the year. And she's up 2-0 in the count, so could be seeing walk number 4 if she's able to get 2 more. Here's the pitch. Wilson takes this one. It looked inside, but maybe just leaning over it a little bit, trying to trick the umpire. Does not over the plate for strike 1. And a 2-1 count for Wilson.
I think it's great that Chastain Woodard is putting in some of their players that don't get as much playing time to give them a chance to shine and give them a chance to get some work in. And maybe, Audrey Wilson's only a freshman, so maybe in a few years she'll be a big player for the Gamecocks, and maybe this game might have something to do with it. So I think it's great to get them out there and give them a little bit of playing time.
Absolutely. The 3-1 pitch in the dirt for ball 4. So Wilson walks for walk number 4 for her on the year. And now 2 on, 2 out as Shay Anderson coming up, the freshman from Mort Park, California. She's got 1 hit in 12 at-bats. She was a pinch runner earlier in this game. It looks like Chastain Woodard elected to keep her in.
Yeah, again, just giving more opportunities to the freshmen and the players that don't get so much playing time. She has 12 at-bats on the season. 0.83 average. Maybe she can bring that up here a little bit.
First pitch she sees is low and outside for ball 1. I definitely respect the decision to bring in some of these younger players, players with less experience, especially considering after this inning, if the Gamecocks don't let up 3 runs in the 5th, they'll get out of here with a run rule victory.
Yeah.
So 2-0 count now for Shay Anderson.
All of these Buccaneers pitchers have just been struggling with the balls, and I'm interested to see if they'll bring in their big pitcher in the next inning.
This one lifted into left field off the net and foul. And so a 2-1 count with 2 outs.
Again, the Gamecocks are way early on all these pitches. It's definitely a bit slower pitching than they're used to seeing.
And I think with just the amount of balls, they might be eager to get some contact on the ball. This one swung on, hit into left field. That's going to be down for extra bases. 1 run will score. Anderson heads to second. They're sending another one to the plate. The throw is off. And now Anderson heading for third. She's safe. The throw is away, and Shay Anderson with a Little League home run.
This is why you put in those freshmen. She 0.83 batting average, and now she has a home run on the season. Of course, there was an error that contributed to that from the Buck side, but, I mean, what a great way to get your team fired up, to get your freshmen excited, give them a little bit of confidence going into a more competitive game. It's great momentum for the Gamecocks, even though they're already up now 12-0, but it's fun to see.
Absolutely. I would expect it to go down as a 2 RBI double.
Yeah.
The throw to third was from heading home, and then that throw went wild, so Anderson was able to score. But, yeah, great moment for these younger players. 12-0 the Gamecocks lead, and now Emma Sellers, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk, takes the second pitch of the at-bat for ball 1 and a 1-1 count.
And, I mean, take away the errors. This is still a stand-up double. It was a great hit, great contact. Again, it was right down the line, so she was really eager a little bit early to get on that ball, but she kept it in between the lines just long enough.
And she had a will-hit foul ball that went off the net, but some good contact on that one. As we were saying, just eager to get some contact, but that one, a really well-placed hit, laced down the left field line. And now Emma Sellers, a 2-1 count for her. This one swung on, fouled off third base side.
Yeah, almost took out their third base coach there on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see her scoot up in the box here maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like she got a bit choked up on that pitch. A 2-2 count with 2 outs, no runners on, after Shea Anderson drew 2 runners in and was able to score. 2-2 pitch. This one skips off the dirt for ball 3. And a full count with 2 outs for Brenna Conley.
And to take it over to the Buccaneers' side on that when she got in on a home run. Errors leading to a home run. When you're down this far, when you're down this low, you can't just give up. You can't start being sloppy. You can't make errors because this Gamecock team and pretty much any other team you're going to play at this level is going to take advantage of that. They're going to take the extra bases. They're going to make you work for it. And the more now they know, the more they can make you throw the ball, the more they can make you move around the field. You're going to make mistakes, and they're only going to keep taking advantage of that.
So a walk there on a full count from Emma Sellers, her second walk of the day. Now Quincy Lilia up to bat. She's got 2 walks herself. And now the Gamecocks, once they get out of this inning, as long as the Buccaneers don't put up 5, here's Lilio, lifted into center field. Underneath, she makes the catch. A good job there by Westlyn Jones to close out the bottom of the 4th inning. The Gamecocks put up 3 in a Shea Anderson Little League home run. They lead 12-0. All they have to do is hold the Bucs from scoring 5 in the top of the 5th and get out of here with yet another run rule victory. We're going to take a quick break and get back to you folks after this. Welcome back, folks. I'm Calvin DeLude. That's Dakota Morris. The Gamecocks lead 12-0 here on this sunny Wednesday night, and they are 3 outs away from closing out this game. A run rule victory would go down as.
Yeah, not too surprised about this from this Gamecock team. They were doing this a lot in the beginning of the season. They've been playing super well and super competitively with top 10 ranked teams, and when they get a team like this midweek, they definitely don't let up. They don't go easy on them.
And Katie Becker still in the circle for South Carolina. Only 2 pitchers used tonight as Neely Lamb started, and she was doing well enough to decide to put Becker in for a little bit.
Yeah, Neely Lamb, not that she didn't get taken out because she did anything wrong. She was actually doing very well, and they're just trying to give everybody else some playing time.
This one into center. Lilio makes a nice catch.
Lilio's great on getting into stuff like that. That one was kind of a line drive to center field hit in front of her. It was really low, but she's great at getting those low balls in front of her. She gets there in plenty of time. They're also, the outfield's not playing too far back. I mean, she's playing kind of right on the logo there.
Yeah, she definitely had to run up on that one a bit and scoop it a bit. About a foot off the ground, able to make the catch for out number one. That's about the closest the Buccaneers have come to a hit so far.
Yeah. Definitely been a rough day for the Buccaneers, but they are being aggressive. You know, they're not getting struck out consistently at the plate. They're putting things into play. They're trying to make the defense work, but mostly everything that they've hit has gone right to the Gamecock defense, and they've been retired pretty easily.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy to try and make the defense work for it, but the only issue is the Gamecocks have a very good defense. So it's worked out for them today. As we have a pinch hitter, Lorenza Markaki, the junior from Fairfield, California, batting .200 on the year, 45 at-bats, 9 hits. She's walked twice. Currently, Becker has her in a 1-1 count with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Becker. This one fouled off. And now 1-2 count. Katie Becker trying to close this game out. A 1-2 count with 1 out. This one hit into right field and down for a base hit. So Lorenza Markaki gets the first hit on the day for the Buccaneers, and there goes the hopes of a 5-inning run rule no-hitter for the Gamecocks, but they still can close this one out. But that would have been nice if they were able to keep no hits on the board.
Yeah, but maybe this is the momentum the Bucs need. I mean, like I said, they have to score 5 runs in order for this to not be a run rule after this. But you never know what can happen. They only have 1 out. They have a runner on. I'm assuming they're going to be pretty aggressive on the base path.
And she took a pretty hefty lead there on that first pitch. It was low in the dirt for ball 1. So a 1-0 count. 1 out, a runner on first. Peyton Smith pinch hitting. Yeah, another player from Arizona. Big swing and a miss there on that pitch. A 1-1 count. Yeah, a lot of Arizona players on this Buccaneers squad. I'm curious what the story for that is. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Low in the dirt.
And they've now got Maya Flint behind the plate. Took out Lexi Winters, gave her a little bit of a break. Just again, trying to give everybody some playing time here and work it out.
And a good job there by Maya Flint to check on the runner at first. This one over the plate, first strike 2.
Yeah.
So a 2-2 count for Katie Becker with 1 out and a runner on. Trying to close this game out and get out of here early. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Katie Becker sits down the pinch hitter on a 2-2 count. A beautiful pitch off the plate. Couldn't get a piece of it. And now 2 outs, 1 out away from clinching a run rule victory.
Yeah, the Buccaneers squad definitely wasn't ready for this caliber of pitching. I mean, that swing was just way late, way too slow to catch up with this here. Oh!
Right back to Becker. She's able to field it, throw it to first in time, and the Gamecocks win it. A 12-0 run rule victory here at Beckham Field on Wednesday night. And another big victory for this South Carolina squad.
Yeah, I mean, after Ole Miss, they struggled a little bit. This, I think, is a good confidence booster, a good little midweek pickup for them, especially heading into these harder week series over the weekend. They were, like I said in the beginning, I'd love to see them more aggressive with the bats. They definitely were here. The defense was just tight, stout the entire game. Pitching, again, great. Not even, having Jory Hurd and Sam Gress not in the circle today. This pitcher still did amazing. I mean, this team's looking really great this year, and they don't let up even when they play these smaller games. Sometimes you play up or you play down depending on who you play, and they did not let up today. They kept it pretty consistent with the way they've been playing against the top 10 teams.
As you said, struggled offensively this past week against Ole Miss. We did not see that today, folks. The Gamecocks win 12-0. I'm Calvin DeLude. That's Dakota Morris. Thanks for joining us here at SGTV. My man Micah Rhoades doing tech tonight. Big shout out to him, and we will see you next time.